Order up!
Welcome to a new episode of the Order Up Podcast. Of course, I'm Karen Williams, and on this brand new episode, I'm hanging out with the bro once again. We're gonna talk a little wrestling. You know, it's the homie, the outlaw, Vernon. What's good, bro?
What's going on, bro? Thank you for having me on the very famous Order Up podcast.
I'm very famous. You know, we
Famous.
got we get like 6 listeners.
Hey, it could
Uh,
be five, bro. It could be five.
it could be none. It could be me talking to
It
myself
could
all
be
the
just you in your room looking at the mirror all day.
time. Facts.
Facts, man.
So for this episode, I want to talk about the state of wrestling because COVID, pandemic, quarantine, whatever you want to call it, it's kind of hit wrestling a little bit different than everything else because a lot of these already got shut down. But
hmm
wrestling kind of was already in the process of going, then it got shut down, then it had to start back up.
But real quick, at the time of recording this, let's give a shout out to Dame Lillard, who just scored 61 points.
Dave Lillard putting up Dame Dollar doing big things.
He gonna be tired by the time the playoffs start, but hey, it is what it is.
But but now the league is suffering because PG and Pat Bev wouldn't shut up.
Right. Dame then got the power of the Black Panther. Now he can't be
The
stopped.
power of the Black Panther.
It's now Linde.
Wakanda.
Wakanda forever. Wakanda
You might have to
forever.
borrow that Black Panther mask from Victor Oladipo.
You know you
You might
can't
have
be
to borrow.
you can't be sharing masks in today's society. But I see what you're saying.
But yeah, you can't. Anyway, let's get back on topic. We have to just throw that in there because it's blurred.
Don't share
Uh,
masks.
let's get mask and shout out to Dame Lillard. But yeah,
Yes,
but I want
sir.
to talk about wrestling because I'm a big wrestling fan. Vernon's a big wrestling fan.
Yes, sir.
This has been a very interesting era in wrestling because, especially when you get to like the first thing, which is no crowd.
Oh God, that was terrible. That was terrible.
No crowds. Like the first crowd shows were rough. Like
Man. I think my first opinion of the crowd of the no crowd shows was I was just blessed to have something live on TV that was sports. I got tired of watching old NBA games. I got tired of watching old Super Bowls. I just to have something live, and for Vince McMahon to just say F it and just throw it out there and give it to us. Like, hey, he will always have my respect for that. But granted, it was tough. The over on the
yeah,
over on the AEW side, they did it in a football stadium. That's even tougher. Like, wow.
yeah. Hey, we'll get to cinematic matches, the stadium stampede, a boneyard match. We'll get to that a little bit later because I do want to talk
Oh
about this
God,
is a big part of wrestling, the state of wrestling, the cinematic matches. But going back to like the early stages of no crowd, it was definitely rough because nobody really knew what to do, especially because the very next show the WWE had to do was gonna be WrestleMania.
oh Jesus, yes, WrestleMania with no crowd,
No crowd, and
no,
it was it
no
was it was
crowd. It was no crowd, and it was also it was taped. Like, wow, like you do have
yeah,
to.
exactly
It was taped.
exactly. It was taped. It was no crowd, and you could hear and like certain wrestlers. I think kind of we'll also talk about something I want to talk about like the wrestlers that have benefited from kind of this quarantine where you don't have exposure to your full roster. Some people have definitely elevated their game. We'll kind of talk about that in a little bit.
hmm
Yeah, but like one of the biggest, like the Rhea Ripley WrestleMania, aka softcore porn.
Oh my God, yo, the if you were a fan of like dominatrix and shit like that, you loved that match because
You love that match.
it was hit me, smack me, get in my ring, bitch, grab
Yeah,
here, touch there. Wait a minute.
it was a lot of grunts. Everybody's like, hold on, let me turn the volume down because I don't want to,
No, also the women's tag match between Alexa Bliss.
Oh yeah, the Kabuki Warriors, right?
There was a lot of grunts. That was like
Yeah,
grunt. Oh, I have to watch that match with headphones on.
yeah, you're right. Because I think because no one really knew how their voices would project, and so it kind of was like, oh, hold on, let me turn it down, so it won't be like, what you watching?
Wrestling, nah,
Wrestling?
you ain't watching no wrestling. You
What
watching Debbie Does Dallas.
you watching?
You
That's
watching
big,
Debbie Does
big
Dallas.
dollars about big booty, volume
But
45.
oh wow, he just said fuck values 1 and 2 and 3 with the 45.
Uh, the 4 or 5 was the great. That's the climax. You see what I did there? Anyway,
Ooh, wow. But no, I will say this though. The one of the biggest things about the no crowd that I like, you know how some wrestlers have to like feed off the crowd. We
yep,
actually got like real wrestling because there was never a crowd there to like hype them up. So you got real. It felt like more of an attitude era style where it was hard hitting and a lot of
Yeah,
shit talking and like really move. Everybody was doing brain busters and hard suplexes, and it was a lot of
yeah.
more like not no disqualification matches and things like that. And hey, man, like I said, at first it was rough, but as they started to focus on the wrestling and cut the promos back, it was nice. It was nice. It was nice. It was nice.
And even some of the promos were better because you didn't have crowds chanting "You suck" or this
What?
and that or what.
Oh
They
my
could
god!
they could
Like
actually get their thoughts out,
I'm
and
gonna
you could hear it.
I'm gonna say this: the what chance has been going on since 2001. It's damn near 2021. Can we
Yep,
stop with the what chance? I am so tired of the what chance. Oh my god,
they probably won't stop, unfortunately.
it's not
Especially
gonna
the heel,
stop.
especially the heels as like the heel trope to do the heels. But yeah, that probably won't stop. Yeah, it was just kind of like it took a little while, but yeah, of course, some of the moments, you get the biggest pops you wanted, like Kevin Owens jumping off the WrestleMania sign. Didn't quite get the pop you want. It was still dope to see, but yeah, you didn't get like this big reaction. Drew beating Brock Lesnar didn't get that big pop that you would have expected. So yeah, there's no crowd. But then certain superstars have really kind of benefited from this no crowd thing, and that's when we flipped to AEW because AEW, they were filming before they went to Jacksonville. They were in Atlanta, I think. That's where they were
Yes,
filming for a little bit.
yes. Then Atlanta just got hit with like a Thanos snapper for coronavirus cases.
And they were like, "We gotta go." But even in Atlanta, AEW had a crowd. They had like the anybody who wasn't on the card and just their like enhancement talent were at ringside making noise, and it benefited the show greatly.
See, I think the reason why AEW was able to do that because they took this virus serious. They were testing, they were social distancing, they were putting their superstars in masks and things like that. I think they even kind of created a bubble situation for their superstars. That's why they've probably since this whole thing started, they may have had. I don't think they've had more than 10 cases. Then as for the WWE, what did they have like 50 cases so far?
Yeah, and we'll kind of get into that too. But yeah, but AEW they really did step up their game, and they did kind of create a bubble because again, since they went to Jacksonville, everybody's in Jacksonville. So they did. They do their testings like twice a day.
Yep.
Like when QT Marshall got sick, John Moxley got sick. They stayed out for 2 weeks. The self quarantine. They even put it in the storyline.
Yes, but shout out to our boy Taz. Talk about
Yes,
we don't run a sloppy shop.
that was
Shots
just shot,
fired,
just
fired.
shot, and everybody was like, "Oh!"
Even funny story. I saw that at work and I popped like, "Ain't this a bitch? Damn,
Yeah,
Taz."
I was listening to it, like I'm watching it at home, and I heard it, and he was like, "Yeah, we don't run the sloppy shop." And there, Brian Cage behind him, like, "Ooh," I was like, "Ooh."
Yeah, I don't think that was. I, even though AEW they give their, I think no promo is AEW is scripted. They just give them focus points and they go from that. And
Yeah,
Taz just killed it. It looked like
yeah,
Taz been waiting to say that since like 2009 when he got fired.
for real. Like Taz definitely. That was he needed to get that off his chest, and it worked. It worked so well because he's a heel manager. It's part of the storyline, but it's also real. Like it was really nice because it was
Okay,
kind of the.
quick side note. Be honest. Did you think Taz was black growing up?
I wasn't sure
I thought
because
Taz was black. Oh my god, I thought Taz was black growing up.
yeah, I thought he was black. What is he?
Italian.
He's Italian.
Yes, full blood
Stop.
Italian. Yep.
Dang, I thought it was black. Like, yeah, I thought it was black.
Because I was listening to his podcast, like his he had a weekly TV show, radio show, same thing, TV, radio, same thing. He actually said a lot of people would ask him like, "You're not black. Like, why don't you celebrate Black History Month?" He was like, "Because I'm Italian." I was like, "Get the hell out of here! Taz is not black."
That's wild. Yeah, I wouldn't saw that coming. Yeah, like, cause like Bailey's, part Latin. Like she has some Latin blood in her.
Hell, technically, Ronda Rousey like 5% black because I think her great
Yeah,
grandfather was black. Yeah,
yeah, it's interesting stuff. But yeah, that
yeah.
makes sense. But like, and also like, and I love like, I don't know. Do you watch AEW Dark?
I know. I catch bits and pieces, but I like don't watch it. Like watch. I might
Yeah,
like catch the like little highlights. They, little 2 minute
yeah,
highlight things like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like on Tuesdays, that becomes my ritual. I don't watch it when it airs, but I wait till after it premieres on YouTube, and I watch it back later on Tuesday night. because they're Excalibur and Taz do the commentary a lot of times for Dark, unless one of them gets the day off. They're
Yeah,
hilarious on Dark. Like they just be talking about nothing.
bruh.
It's
And think
hilarious.
about A. And from the couple of episodes I have seen, they put up like pay-per-view matches on AEW Dark. Like you see like Cody Rhodes and Kenny Omega fighting on AEW Dark,
Yeah, they
as
come in every now and then.
in like WWE's version of it, it's like a main event where it's like Lindsay Dorado versus like Heath Slater or something like that.
And then we can segue into Heath Slater because, of course, I want to talk about the WWE firings that happened because, again, the pandemic, they couldn't keep
Ooh,
everybody on set, and they let go of
uh,
a lot of people, like a ton of people. And then of course, the actually Impact came up on that because they signed a bunch of those people. They got let go, like EC3 got let go, Heath Slater got let go, Dorona Peraza got let go, Eric Young got let go.
okay, so before we get into that, let's just give a shout out to big Vinnie Mac for having the power of having the president being one of his friends to make the governor of Florida make wrestling an essential business. Because if it wasn't for that power move, we would not be having this conversation right now. Because
Yeah,
Vinnie Mac, a power move.
that was an essential power. That was a crazy power move. Like, yeah, it's crazy, but it was a power move that
That was
him.
like people out here dying. They don't know where they're gonna get their next meal from. But Vinnie Mac say, "Hey, look, you want to have
Wrestling.
you want to have Trump in you want to have Trump in your back pocket. Make wrestling essential, and the rest is history."
Yeah, cause and it's wild, but it happened,
It
and
happened,
then AEW took advantage of it since they're in Daly's place. They own, Tony
right?
Khan owns the Jacksonville Jaguars. They already use Daly's place all the time. They had
Right,
to use Daly's place.
right. He
So,
was like, "Wait, well, what's good for the gander was good for AEW."
right, he was like, "We about to take this."
Right.
So yeah, like, but and then my thing with WWE, with the firing and stuff, like Raw and SmackDown to me feels very disjointed. Like it hasn't been. I haven't watched them as much as I used to. Like I
Okay.
haven't watched at all.
Me honestly, I would say Raw is just a clusterfuck. It's Raw is oh my god, Raw
Yeah,
is SmackDown. I feel like if you make Raw just 2 hours, I know, it's a pandemic. Make Raw 2 hours, okay? Boom. Because think about SmackDown. SmackDown has added commercials. They have like an hour and 25 minutes of TV time, and they get everything they can out that hour and 25 minutes. That's why you get storylines like um, the Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville and Otis and Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose. Then you got this whole thing with the Fiend, Bray Wyatt, and Braun Strowman. On Raw, you have ninjas. Well, you have ninjas, Taryn. It's
ninjas.
it's ninjas. Okay, I'm not kidding. It's
Yep, correct.
ninjas.
Oh no, I know. It's Tozawa had the gang of ninjas, and one of them was big and black. So how that happened?
Then in the same breath, you have this new stable of privileged teenagers running around breaking. They're
Yeah,
looting the performance. like,
right. Like retribution. Yeah, like that is. It
wait,
was so crazy.
that's their name. I thought it was.
Yeah,
I thought it was retaliation. It's
no, it's
retribution.
retribution. Even worse.
Oh my god.
Yeah, like because like last week on the August 3rd episode of Raw, they were teasing like on social media. There's a new faction coming to Raw. There's a new faction.
Yes.
Damn, they're gonna be a new faction.
Then they had like a 25-foot tall black dude standing in front of a door.
Yeah, Shane McMahon got something. But we gotta talk about Raw. We gotta talk about Raw Underground too because that Raw Underground could be something. And me and Vernon were talking about this on Facebook. Actually, it could actually be something. Like it shouldn't. One, it shouldn't be called Raw Underground. It should be called the Underground or WWE Underground or something. So we
It's
could
just
just
because underground. Just
yeah, just
like you
call it
said,
Underground.
underground, underground,
Just call it
underground.
Underground, and just so you can use stars from everywhere. Put it there, and then make it put it on YouTube. Give them 30 to 45 minutes. Create some little stories and let them like go at it.
Before you even do all that, give them the TV 17 rating.
Oh yeah, that too.
If you
Yeah,
really,
give it.
because like, oh man, so do you want to get into Raw Underground now or talk about the firings?
I would do. We talk about Raw Underground now since we're kind of already
Okay,
on it.
so my honest opinion of Raw Underground, I love it. Out of like out of the whole out of the whole 1 out of 10 thing, I actually gave it a 6 because it has the potential to be nice. Granted, the first episode was weird because you have MVP and his gang of old sugar daddies running around beating people up. You know,
and they all had on suits too. Like they were
like they
definitely
and they are, and the youngest person in the Herbans is 45 years old, like AKA Black Don't Crack. Oh my god, yo! It's like that was kind of odd, but you got all these underground, like these NXT cast offs doing it. Oh, I lost his name. What's Shane McMahon's go to Cobra Cow or Bobo, whatever his name is,
oh
dude.
yeah, I
Uh,
got his name.
I
It
always
was
call him
like
Cobra. I always call him Cobra Cow or something.
yeah, I got his face in my head. It's like Bindo Bad or some shit.
Get bent up, fucking Bruce Wayne, fucking Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, I forget. I forget. I got his name. I got it in my head. I can't. I don't remember. But yeah,
Anyway, but
him.
anyway, him, dude, he has monster potential written all over him, and with the pandemic going on, SmackDown, NXT, and Raw, they don't have time to bring up new people. That's why you're seeing Big Show on Raw, Ric Flair on Raw, Mark Henry on Raw, because they want to give the people what they know. With this Raw Underground, you have a chance to bring up new talent and put them in a whole new environment. It's you have Fight Club for WWE. I'm done.
Vernon. You know the first rule of Fight Club.
Funny story. I've never seen Fight Club. Yeah, I know. Kick me off the
The movie's
podcast.
horrible. I mean, the movie's trash. Like, I mean, like
Bro, I've seen
trash.
bits and pieces. Like, how you go from Fight Club for blowing up a city? What's going
Uh,
on with this movie?
yeah, the movie's weird. But
It's
yeah, but
weird.
like kind of like what you said. But like yeah, like you give some other people chances to like make some new stars, and also you just kind of sprinkle in some other people who have you have Chad Gable who has an amateur background. You
Sonya
have
Deville.
Sonya Deville, amateur MMA back or not amateur because she was legit beating people up.
Yeah,
Shayna Baszler,
the Bays.
Asuka,
Oh
Asuka
my
did
God, Oscar.
MMA.
Yes. Shinsuke Nakamura.
Shinsuke, Xia Li, Aleister Black when he gets healthy. The
Me.
fucking Usos. Hey, the Usos would be sick.
No. Yeah,
The
I
Usos would
don't
be
know.
sick.
I don't know about the Usos. Nah, I don't. I can't see them. Everybody else you said to the Usos, nah, I can't see them.
The Usos could be fun. I mean, it could be just fun to see him down there. But yeah, but you have like Baron Corbin, who's a Golden Glove boxer,
Boxer played football. Yes, Keith Lee.
plays football. He's
Keith
Lee,
Lee.
like
Uh,
Karrion Cross.
oh my God, dude, Killian Dane, Karrion Cross, like
Yeah,
people like that. Well, you know what? I would scratch people like Karrion Cross, Keith Lee, and Barry Corbin because those are like already made superstars. Like they don't need to be on Fight Club. I'm sorry,
no, not really.
underground. Sorry, underground. Like they don't need
Underground.
to be on underground. But
I mean, but they
people,
could like pop up. Like, I mean, it'd be cool just to have
yeah,
do
yeah, like
stuff.
like Keith Lee in the crowd drinking a Pepsi or something. They just point like him and they almost said his name, Doba Cat, Boba Fett, whatever his name is.
Oh yeah, him.
Him,
Bindo Bat. The
Bruce
homie
Wayne,
Bindo Bat.
Bendo
But no,
Bet,
but the thing
Bendo
about
Bet
like
Jones.
like Keith Lee and Karrion Cross are in like they're in a storyline on NXT. Was that shit spilled over? It spilled to the underground. You give them like, hey, okay, y'all mainstays at NXT. Yeah, hey, y'all beating the shit out of each other. So you know what? We'll give y'all 5 minutes, to kind of throw some shit. Like that would be cool. It'd be like if they took storylines and spilled them into the underground. Just like not all of them, but like every now and then, like something happened. Like, let's say if Oscar was on Raw, Oscar's got jumped on Raw. She's frustrated. Or like let's say after Kyrie Sane got beat up by Bailey and Oscar's pissed, and she just she's storming through the building. She ends up in the underground, and she just she just starts screaming in Japanese. That shit would be sick.
That'd be sick. She
Like,
just come in like with the war paint on and
yeah, it's just
and like
right.
none of that and none of that traditional Oscar clothing. It's just like
No,
she got some jeans, a t-shirt, and some black Air Force Ones.
or she just got her feet, or she just got on some shorts and got like her feet taped, like
Yes.
in her MMA gloves, and just like and she's just ready to go. And Shane's like, Oscar, what are you doing here? And Oscar just nods her head and just like, give me somebody, just and like,
No,
oh,
like she just like beat up Kane. I mean, I said Kane, just smack Shane and a female
yeah,
walk in. Yeah, something like that.
stuff
But
like that. Just that would be cool because it would give the underground something special. Where it's like, okay, the things you can't do, like you can't do these things in the ring, but on the underground,
but
they
I
can.
feel but I feel like we all know what they really want, but we all know he's not gonna make it because he wants too much money. Brock.
Of course.
if you get Brock on one episode of Underground, I'm talking straight UFC, no gloves, Brock. Oh my God, the ratings for that on a TV 17 rating. Oh my God.
And but the thing is, they already just ruined it because the very next, I didn't watch Monday Night Raw. I was watching, ups and downs. Shout out to Simon Miller, what culture wrestling. I just happened to
Yeah.
watch I just saw what was happening, and like Shayna Baszler popped up there last night, and he was like, "Oh no, we can't do this. Like, so girls can't fight guys." Like, huh? What? No, this supposed to be the underground. Let that shit go. Let Shayna beat up Baba Tunde or some shit. What?
Papa Tunde.
I can keep fucking up his name for the rest of the podcast. It's just funny. But yeah,
Boba. Oh, I think it's Doba Cat. Doba Cat. Oh, what the fuck? Look, I'm not gonna Google his.
not Doja Cat.
I'm not gonna Google his name. I'm gonna figure this out.
Yeah,
It's
I'm saying
it's
Baba Tunde.
fucking African warlord is Baba Tunde.
It's something like that. Some Samoan African warlord.
You talking
Yeah,
about
like
some Baba Tunde?
it's not Papa Shango.
The hell is Baba Tunde?
It's
Oh
not
my
Papa
god.
Shango. If Papa Shango
Oh,
pops up in Raw Underground, that should be hilarious.
oh, my man said Dabba-Kato.
Davocado. Okay.
So yeah, Papa Tunde.
Yeah, so him. But yeah, like it could Raw Underground definitely has some potential. We can see where it goes like next week, but it shouldn't get like these weird 5 minute spots, 3 minute spots. It should get some time, like a 20-minute time slot or 30 minute time, just to show it off. Because they're breaking it up doesn't do anything. Like that shit sucks. And
Yeah,
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 that's kind of Raw Underground for the moment. I do want to talk
yeah.
about the firings now because I think the firings are very important, very key, and that's really what I think really shook up wrestling because, like, kind of stated a little bit earlier, WWE had all these mass firings because of the pandemic. And kind of they couldn't keep everybody, so they
Okay.
let go a lot of people.
They basically, I know I had to bring them in. So I'm under contract with my podcast company. I have to mention Thanos 5 times a podcast. I've already did it once. Here go the second time. They Thanos snapped their roster.
Pretty much, like balance, I guess.
Oh, so I'm actually three. I'm actually one. I'm actually a question. So give me somebody who you glad is gone, somebody who you's mad is gone, and somebody you like. You on the fence between.
Mad, glad, and eh.
Ain't right.
Mad. Who was I really, really mad about?
I'll start. I was mad about Rusev. I'm a huge Rusev fan.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm a huge Rusev fan. Oh my god, just oh god, so much potential. I think the biggest rule in WWE is you do not get yourself over by yourself. Look at
Yeah, because that Cardona.
AKA Zack Ryder, Mister
Yeah,
Mister Long Island himself. Oh, you go have yourself a number one YouTube show, and
right.
not on our watch. You,
Oh, you gone.
you getting buried, son. You getting buried.
Yeah, I can see Rusev. I
Okay,
think, yeah, you keep going.
Rusev. I'm mad. Rusev is gone. Somebody who I'm glad is gone is the Revival because they have a chance to really be that tag team that we all know they can be.
Yeah,
Like you put them in that tag division of AEW. Oh my god, yo, that tag division is so stacked. They could have like two separate tag divisions.
they
Like
could.
that's how stacked it. And somebody I'm like on the fence about was kind of let me see who I'm trying to go through the list of people who got released. The Good Brothers, like I like them because, like, dude, they're the Good Brothers, but it's like they got a raw deal. Every time they never were their own thing. They was always hitched with AJ. Then boom.
Yeah,
Then they're with Finn. Then boom. They're back with AJ.
yeah,
Even though they were like 2 or 3 time tag champions, they were the quote unquote best tag team in the world, and they got to work with the Undertaker in his last match. And they are one of the greatest tag teams of all time. They never really got over in the company because they were just muscle for AJ or Fan. So how about you?
So I'm gone, or I'm mad they're gone. Deanna Peraza.
Yeah, it's okay.
I was a big fan. I was like, cause I watched her. I started following her. I think after the Mania Classics when I started following her. And
Okay.
I was like, who could? I was just like, she comes out the Virtuosa with the robe, with the slab,
Yes, yes.
and just technically, and she's she's killing it in Impact too, which we'll talk about Impact a little bit later. But and I was just like, man, because she had so much potential. When she fought Becky Lynch on NXT and she jobbed to Becky, I was just like, man, she like you could have did the armbar versus armbar. You could have did the Fujiwara armbar versus the disarmor. You could have gave Deanna 15 minutes with Becky, like a good technical match. But nah, she jobbed to the man in like 2 minutes.
I
I'm
mean,
not.
oh God, Becky Lynch, enough. Shout out
She
to shout out to Becky. She's gonna be a great mom, but
she
yeah,
be her.
I got
She could be a
tired.
fun mom.
I got tired of the whole man thing.
We'll talk about that in a second. But it
Oh
was kind of
God,
yeah. We can get into the state of wrestling because her leaving is a big part of WWE because she was the hottest thing in the company for
was
like
she though?
oh,
I don't. I won't. I wouldn't say that.
at the time during from
I feel like
WrestleMania
I feel like
last year.
WrestleMania. I think the man died. I think her once she got stuck in that feud with Lacey Evans, and she just became Seth's girlfriend. Like once she became Seth's girlfriend instead of the man, I think her momentum. Remember, she towards the end of last year when she wasn't pregnant, she only defended her title like once.
That's true. Yeah, she's her merch show is so ridiculous though.
Like they booked her to the point where you had nobody to put her against.
That's fair.
She was too over. She was too over.
But, but yeah, so Deanna Perez is definitely my one I was mad about.
Okay.
I guess I'm glad about. I guess I'll say Rusev because Rusev needed to go, unfortunately. And he's so like again like he has so much potential. He has so much, but they just didn't use him properly. He went from being like the Bulgarian Brute, Intercontinental Champion, United States Champion, just a badass, to feuding with Bobby Lashley over his real wife, who was Bobby Lashley's wife in the story, jumping out of a cake, get help from Liv Morgan. That shit makes no sense.
Bruh, like they bought cucking into WWE. Like, what is going on? You have to
Like,
say you have to I wonder how comfortable that was. Hey, Rusev, what's up, Vince? Yeah, we gonna have Bobby kiss your wife. I mean, like really kiss her, and you go sit there and watch. And oh, remember the episode of Raw when they cut to Orton and King Corbin? They were laughing at him. They broke character because how awkward that was. That
I think I missed it. I think I saw that.
dude. Please look. I'm gonna send you the link to that. They broke character laughing at Rusev's face. That's how bad it was.
That's so sad. Like he deserved better.
Like, dude, he had the hottest gimmick from 2000, from the summer of 2017 to like it was
And
hot
they
until like WrestleMania 2018. It was two separate words. Rusev Day. That's it.
and they slowly burned it when they made Aiden English slightly jealous of them for some reason. He was Lana's secret lover for no apparent reason.
Man,
Like, why would you
hashtag one night in Milwaukee. I wanted to see that.
like? That's crazy. Also, shout out to Aiden English. I forget his real name. It's Matthew something, like Ryan Burt or Ryan Bent. Yeah,
Chicago's
right. He's
home.
from Chicago. That's why I like shout out to Aiden English because he is from Chicago. Represent. And my man is gotta be Heath Slater or Heath now. Just because like I like to get him, but I'm like Heath. I was like okay, he's having some fun on Impact, and now he's back with Rhino, so they're having some fun. But yeah, Heath is definitely my man. It
See,
wasn't
see,
personal.
see.
It's
Think
not,
about Heath. Heath finna follow the 3MB curse. You get
like
fired, you come back super jacked, and you win the world title.
that's what people were saying. The prophecy must be fulfilled. That's what everybody was saying.
So I'm telling you, WrestleMania 2022, the main event gonna be Heath Slater, Jinder Mahal, and Drew
And
McIntyre for the world title, bro. I'm booking it
and they
down.
and they gotta do the 3MB taunt like in the beginning before they start the match. They
Right.
gotta do the 3MB. That'd be hilarious. If that happened, that'd be funny. Also, Drew McIntyre has been on fire, and he's been really, really. The one something I did want to talk about was like, okay, so wrestlers. Well, I didn't want to talk about something else. Did you see everything that was happening in the British wrestling thing with the speaking out movement?
Oh god, UK wrestling is dead.
That was crazy. And for anyone that's listening that didn't know, I won't go too much into it because I kind of remember bits and pieces of it
Yeah,
from
it's
Twitter.
dark. It's
It was
dark.
the early part of like June 3rd, I think, something like that. It was like a Friday, and just like
Oh
it
god.
started, and just people were like so many like women wrestlers were coming out saying that they were sexually assaulted when they were younger, like, and they were talking about when they were like 14, 15, 13 years old, sexually assaulted, and hit on and a lot of misconduct from a lot of different male wrestlers in the British wrestling scene. And a lot of people called out. David Starr got called out. El Ligero got called out. Travis Banks got called out. Jimmy Havoc got called out, which is why he's not on AEW right now.
Matt Riddle got called out.
Matt Riddle got called out, but he's gotten called out before, then nothing has happened, so I'm not sure where that one's going to go. But it was just a lot of people got called. A lot of people from
And you
Progress, NXT UK, AEW,
and you know
Jack
what's so?
Gallagher.
Oh yeah, he got fired. Called on that
He got
fire cut.
fired.
He got fired because his shit was for real, for real. Um, my biggest thing, my biggest takeaway, it was horrible. Like how women had to scratch and claw just to get to get on the card, and they have to seek their way just to get a match or things like that. But what was so surprised of how many men spoke out too, like Keith Lee. Oh
Yeah,
my god,
yeah.
yo.
I saw that. I read his story. I read that. I read his tweet where he was saying he was having a drink with somebody at a bar.
Yeah,
She
yeah,
drugged him.
yeah,
He woke up
buck ass naked.
somewhere, and he was like, "What happened?"
He's
Yeah,
buck ass naked. Yeah,
wow. So definitely, if you want to learn more about the Speak Out movement, do hashtag Speak Out on Twitter. There's like 2 months worth of information about that. So something else,
it is not for kids, but not how your kids watch this. I mean,
yeah,
read
it's
that.
not for
It's terrible.
kids. Like it's
It's
not for kids.
terrible.
But you when you want to know, just kind of put it in the hashtag, go through it. There's a lot of information.
A lot
But
of
something I really
information.
want to talk about is wrestlers that have benefited from these no crowds kind of quarantine shows because since a lot of wrestlers, like a lot of companies, like AEW was only at I think 25% of their staff early on. They
Yep.
had to pull from they had to get some of their talent. And I really want to talk about AEW. A lot of their talent really stepped up in this time. And I have like a bunch of names of
All
people who
right. So, do you want to do WWE first, or AEW? Since I could just see you coming, I could just see the smile on your face. You want to do AEW first?
I do because I have a lot of people I need to shout out because
I,
there's
I I think the biggest person to stick out through this whole thing, Orange Cassidy.
yeah, Orange Cassidy's definitely
Dude,
up there.
you talk about somebody who made wine out of a raisin. It is him. Or sorry,
Yeah,
orange juice out of a dead orange. It is him.
or
It,
that orange juice out of a pear. Again, this is him. Yeah,
dude, his gimmick is a sloth. He puts his hands in his pocket. He kicks you at the speed of death. He doesn't talk. He has on glasses. He looks like somebody from an extra from Saved by the Bell. And he's main eventing pay per views with against Le Champion, the
the
demigod,
demo guy.
the fucking demo guy, bro.
He's fucking hilarious. Chris Jericho is also just great. People that don't say Chris Jericho is in no conversation are insane.
Dude, Chris Jericho is the greatest of all time. Let's face it.
He's done some shit. But my yeah, Orange Cassidy's definitely one.
Okay.
Before Penelope Ford is one.
Yes.
Because like she was Kip Sabian's fiance now, and
Yep.
she just came to the ring. So you're like, oh, okay, she's cool, but she had to step up because they didn't have a lot of women on the roster. People got hurt, and she had to step in. Penelope Ford, she fought Cheetah for the belt at Fighter Fest.
Yep.
So give her credit. Cheetah has taken over the AEW women's division. And I was talking about this on Facebook and to my brothers. I'm like, guys, it's just like at first, like last year when they introduced AEW, a lot of people love Sheeta, and I was like, I don't see it, because they were really pumping up Riho at the time, and Sheeta looked good in spots. I just didn't really catch what everyone else saw during these quarantine shows. Sheeta has been nuts. She's like 15-1 in 2020 right now.
But even though I agree with the Sheeta thing, but oh my god, Britt Baker has
You
is a
know, Britt's on my
oh
Britt is might be
god, Britt Baker, dude. The
I
fact
was
that the fact that her and Bailey basically have the same character on two different shows is just amazing.
and they're both working at the same time. Yeah, no, don't worry. I was talking about Britt Baker. I was talking about Sheeta just because Sheeta was kind of someone that people were hyped about who I didn't see, and I can really see it now, like why
Hmm.
people love her. But Britt Baker, oh no, top of the she turned heel on the Jericho Cruise or just before it. She was on fire. Like she's been on fire ever since as a heel. Just the role model gimmick because she is a dentist, She has her own practitioner. She is a dentist. She has her own, office and everything. So she just plays up to who she really is in a very cocky way as a heel. And she just took off like a rocket. It's so sad she got hurt,
No,
but it's
no. Okay, I feel like her getting hurt it's kind of effed up that she can't wrestle, but her getting hurt also shows how great she is. The fact that she can still be hated in a wheelchair.
yeah. No, I'm about to say that. I'm about to say it hurt because you can't see her wrestle, but it's aided her character so much because she went from a real Sarah to a fucking the little picture called the Rolls Royce, which like the whole like the thing with the whole I don't know what that is.
Dude, the episode where she got thrown in the garbage was hilarious.
Hilarious. Big Swole has taken over a lot because of this.
Yeah, I'm
'Cause,
scared of Big. Yeah, I'm kind of scared of Big
she's
Swole.
she's dope. I was a fan of her. So I saw some of her stuff before, and she was like in the crowd doing stuff. She was on Dark,
Yep.
and then she started to like kind of get into like into Dynamite. And Big Swole is dope. Like she's elevated. She's just a character, and Britt Baker's dead. She's been on fire. Chris Statlander. Well, I'm sad she got hurt because she was my pick for 2020. Because when I
Yeah.
because she's strong as hell.
Just big and buffalo.
Crazy ass
Crazy.
gimmick, just and the whole alien gimmick where she boops you if she likes you. Where she'll go down walk down the ramp, and she'll go to the face side, the baby face side of the fans,
Uh huh.
and she'll boop every one of them. She'll get in the ring, and she'll boop the referee. But then like I remember she was in that match with Sheeta, Nyla Rose, and Britt Baker, and Britt had her
Uh
down,
huh.
and Chris was like about to pick her up, and Britt was like, no, no, she's like booping her, like, see, I'm a friend, I'm a friend. Chris Allen like power slammed her. It's hilarious.
No,
It just works for some reason.
who is this monstrous murderous thing that they just called up a couple weeks ago? She terrifies me. I think it's like Aberdeen,
Abaddon, love Abaddon.
bro.
Abaddon,
I feel like
love.
if she can keep her gimmick hidden on social media and don't show her face what she really looks like, this can work. Oh
I
my.
mean, she doesn't do it, but someone already spoiled that. Someone actually posted her, like her with no makeup on. I was mad. I'm like, why would you do that? Why would you be a dick? Because when she posts pictures of her not in makeup, she always covers it with like a
Right.
zombie. She always does that, which is really funny. But like the pictures of her working out, she always covers her
Yes.
face with the zombie emoji. She does it, and she like tweets and stuff. I remember I did a tweet. I was like, the wrestling industry needs more Abaddon because she's just a character. She's a zombie, and I love how when her matches go, when she gets in the ring, people are usually scared at first, and they start attacking her, hitting her with stiff shots, going into the stairs, going into like the guardrail to the ring post. You put her down with like a power slam or whatever, and she just sits up and breaks it and cracks her neck back in place and looks at you. That shit is dope.
Right. Like when Seth Rollins we hit the Fiend with 437,000 curb stomps. He kept getting back up.
You get up. You need that, and wrestling needs more characters.
Yeah, but
Why I love Luchasaurus.
he lost to one jackhammer that was a suplex. Anyway, that's another story.
That's stupid.
Yeah,
I love
Luchasaurus, Jungle Boy, and shout out to Matt Hardy, who's just having the time of his life right now.
He's having so much fun. Like
It's,
Matt Hardy, and he even didn't have like a 30-day contract. Like his not compete was lower than everyone else's. He got to AEW way before the whole
the
30-day
thing
not
about Matt,
compete.
even though they almost ruined it with that horrible teleporting thing, that was terrible.
I mean, it was terrible, but it was supposed to
It
be
was
stupid because again, it's Matt.
terrible. The fact that he in the Stadium Stampede match when he was all versions. Okay, we're talking about. You know what? We're gonna talk about that in our favorite matches since quarantine has started. But my people who I feel like who has Rose in AEW, of course, Orange Cassidy. Even though he said what he said, Sammy Guevara is amazing. Even though he said what he said, I don't.
Talk about that too instead of wrestling. So Sammy Guevara said some stuff, and
Oh,
it and I was like, because it was so funny, because like he did another post, because so I don't know, because I follow him on Twitter. He did a post. I think it was what was it? It was Triple H or Ricochet posted something, and Sammy Guevara posted that picture of Ricochet when he had like the permed hair
yeah.
with Triple. And he was like, oh, it's like Sasha Banks. No, I know what it was. Sasha and Bailey, they troll any tag teams on Twitter. So they were like, "Oh, the Golden Role Models are better than the sex god," and they tweeted Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara. And Chris Jericho tweeted back, said his thing, and Sammy Guevara tweeted back that picture of Ricochet when he was young with the long hair, with Triple H. He's like, "Hey, Ricochet, that's you tweeting? Like, stop tweeting from another account." It was hilarious. I thought that's what got him in trouble. Then I found out
No,
it was the other.
it
I
was the
found
it was terrible. Oh God,
the other thing he said.
what
And I
the?
was like, yeah,
You
you know
don't do
what?
that. You don't.
You said that. That's too far, bro. Someone should have told you that was too far.
Even though it was in 2016, the rise of the Trump. You still don't say stuff like that.
Yeah, but you don't say stuff like that. You put it on Twitter, and now it's found. Now people can just backlog it whenever they want. Come
But
on, bro.
yeah, I just feel like Sammy Guevara, the man is terrible, but the wrestler is amazing. He got hit by a golf
He,
cart, bro.
he sold the shit out of that.
He got murdered on live
And it
television.
became a gimmick. And it became an actual gimmick.
Right. Hashtag run Sammy run. Like he got
It
murdered on
was
live television. Also, the exalted one, Brody Lee. Oh my
hilarious.
God,
Yeah,
dude,
Brother Lee. He's
he's one of the best, man. He's one of the best. Always been the best. He's kind of like Cesaro, someone who's just if you put the rocket on them, they'll take you to outer space. But he's in AEW with the gang of misfits, the Dark Order, and they're just running the show, man.
they're hilarious. You watch BTE?
Yes, yes.
Hilarious. Their whole skit, their whole bit is hilarious.
Like the fact that
Like
he's basically Mr. McMahon mixed with Tony Soprano. That's what his character is.
yeah, right. He's a parody of those two put together,
It's so amazing.
and this is hilarious. Like they do some, and there's some, and they even the crazy thing is that happens on Being the Elite, which is their YouTube series on their YouTube channel. They carry it to Dynamite. So there's
Yes,
all these little references, like stuff that happened on BT are referenced on Dynamite, and back and stuff that happened on AEW Dark is referenced
yes.
on Dynamite, and they kind of it's all connected. It's hilarious. They do such a great job of that. But yeah, I say, but yeah, so yeah, Britt Baker, Sheeta, Orange Cassidy, Penelope Ford has been big, Big Swole. I want to see more Abaddon. I want to see what she does. I want to see like where they go with her.
See, I don't want to
'Cause,
see more. That's why I
I
feel
mean,
like.
not like
That's why I feel like where the Fiend got oversaturated. Maybe you have Abaddon once a month. Once a month. That's all you need. Once a month. Because if you're not gonna put
maybe,
the title on her once a month, she comes, scares people. Oh my God.
yeah.
I would love to
That's
see. I would love to see a Abaddon Chris Jericho segment. Book it right now.
okay. But yeah, but I want her to be terrified. Like, I want her to like, make her that presence where you don't like where she'll just attack anybody. She just walks away.
Right,
Like I
like have her
that
fight, like have her fight Goldust or the controversial Sonny Kiss. He's a very controversial character right there.
I like Sunny Kiss.
I
Like
like
Sunny
Sonny
Kiss is
Kiss.
actually super dope.
Great worker, great
Super,
worker.
super athletic, like just insanely athletic for
Uh,
like no
for
apparent
no
reason.
apparent reason. Somebody that WWE would never sign, but I'm glad AW did.
Yeah, because definitely they deserve. They got the AEW, they got the TNT Championship shot. The TNT Championship shot. Also, guys, shout out them for doing the TNT Open Challenge every week.
And yeah, as you shout out, I take points away from the most generic title name, the TNT Championship.
I mean, what else is it? My thing is, what else is it gonna be?
They could have made it.
Is it?
They could have made it the like hell. It's let me see. It could have been called the Dynamite, the Explosion, something. Just the TNT title.
I mean, the TNT. I mean, it's a television title. So instead of saying television title or internet title, it's the name of the station shows are.
He could have just called it the mid card title, the fucking
I mean,
TNT.
basically. But like, I mean, the championship. It's not. I mean, it makes sense. It's still on the same line, TV titles and television titles.
But
And
it's crazy. Out of the five titles that AW has, that their women's title is the ugliest thing I've ever seen in my life.
it's just too small.
That they took it back to like the early '60s and '70s of women's wrestling. But dude, come on now,
It's too small. Like, cause like when Nyla Rose had it, it looked like a toy.
it
Like
was a
it looked
toy.
like a wrist. Like she gonna put that on her wrist and she would have been fine.
Like she got
But
it from Target or something for like $2.
Like yeah, like I don't like. I think they should have made the belt wider and then the metal, the plates bigger. Like
I feel like the AEW World Title is so big that they could have cut that title in a quarter and gave the rest to
yeah,
the rest of the women's title.
they could have because the AEW title is
It's
gorgeous.
fucking huge, bro.
Like it's massive. I love the belt. Like it looks like it's something that you should have.
It looks
So
about
maybe
50. It looks 200 pounds, bro.
it does. Probably not though. But
It's not no heavy. All right, so
so the AEW. Let's go to WWE.
okay, so you want to
World
do
Wrestling
wrestling.
Entertainment.
All right, so
Entertainment.
superstars who have benefited from the lockdown.
Yep. Yep. Who have like really kind of stepped up their game. Benefited, stepped up their game. One of the
Braun Strowman.
I don't know. I haven't seen a lot of his work. I don't know. Well, he did become Universal Champion, so
Okay, so people. Okay, see, I watch WWE like you watch AEW. I'm more of a WWE fan, so let me see. Quote, shout out first and foremost, Keith Lee. I mean, oh my God,
yeah,
Keith
of course.
Lee. Keith Lee. But we're gonna talk about Keith Lee because I'm gonna have a very unpopular opinion about this. We'll get into that. But I feel like number one is Braun Strowman, number two is Keith Lee, three Oscar. Oh God, Oscar.
Yeah,
Who? Because they keep using the same people, like
yeah,
Drew. But Drew's been on this road since like last October. I don't think he's lost a match on TV since like October of last year. So, but this is when the pandemic started. So, from like March until now, it's Braun, it's Keith, it's wow. They keep using the same people. It's hard. Oh, Seth, definitely Seth.
yeah, for
Because
sure.
Seth, his Monday Night Messiah gimmick is basically what they wanted CM Punk's gimmick to be when he was part of the Straight Edge Society. But they just gave Seth all creative control. Those are my three. Keith. Wait, oh, sorry. Those are my four. Keith, Braun, Seth, and Oscar. They have really brought their A game and got a chance to shine. People who I want to shine, of course, Cesaro, Ricochet, Cedric Alexander, Mustafa Ali, people like that who have potential, but they just won't let them do it.
Yeah, I know for me, Oscar's one because Oscar's hilarious. Like Oscar's energy, even though she was there all the time, she was legit just putting up stuff. So Oscar's definitely one. Bailey is one.
Okay, I'm done, God. I don't like Brett Bailey. I mean,
I like it.
I like
I
her.
like it.
I like her. I love her catchphrase. You're done for. That sounds so 1990ish to me, man.
No, she's a supervillain in a Marvel movie.
You're done for. Are you kidding? Are you kidding me? You're done
I
for.
like Bailey because she's used the whole no crowd thing very very well. But you can hear her all the time when she's talking trash, when she's talking shit. Because sometimes Michael Cole will say something and
Oh,
she'll go,
bro.
"Shut up, Michael!" I love like those little
Oh
moments.
God. When she told Michael Carter, "Shut up, I can hear you." You don't have
Yeah,
20,000 people saving you this time.
that's why I like her. 'Cause I think she's already a heel and she's taking it to kind of that next level. Where oh well, there's no one here now. I can kind of play off of stuff where you can hear her talking shit and yelling. And you can see her like talking with giving Michael Cole shit. Like when she comes, it's just funny. Like her and Sasha doing them doing like the whole video of themselves. You know,
Are you a fan of the two woman power trip?
I want to see where it goes. If it has a good payoff, yes. But it's been so. But some of the rules, like WWE, like some of the rules have been so weird. Like some of the disqualification finishes, which make no sense. But if they pay off the story where they slowly start descending and not trusting each other, and they slowly start,
They actually
going at each
they
other.
started at WrestleMania, but they also thought that the pandemic would be over with by then, and they was gonna have them because the payoff to Sasha and Bailey would have been their 5 year anniversary at SummerSlam because
Yeah,
they had the match of the year at Takeover Brooklyn 1 in 2015. So this would have been coming full circle. But again, it would have been in Sasha Banks' hometown in Boston. Da 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 da. You got the ultimate heel. You had done for Bailey and things like that. Yeah, that match would have been amazing at SummerSlam. But hey, who knows? Um,
yeah,
the,
that kind of
like
that sucks.
the women are getting mad time on all three shows. But it's like,
Yeah.
what are they doing with Shannon Baszler and Nia Jax? Oh my god, what the hell?
They brought up Shayna, they
Oh
brought up Bianca
god.
Belair, but nothing. They brought them up and they just kind of been, I don't know.
Okay, I'm kind of digging Bianca Belair. How she attacked Zelina Vega on her Twitch a couple days ago, like
Yeah,
make
that was dope.
made it look real. Like Belair, her character, but you don't have a real cage fighter or someone who's as physically imposing as Nia Jax beating up referees. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, that's stupid. And she gets suspended. Huh?
It
Like, why are
definitely
we doing like?
without pay. Come on,
What
stop
does
it,
that
man.
mean? What does that mean? And then Shayna not beating Becky at WrestleMania was like, what's the point?
You had her eliminate everything moving in the chamber.
For what? Like
Also,
for what
she
reason?
came out as number 30 in the Royal. I knew when she lost to Charlotte Flair, that would have been it. I said, "Oh well, it's over for." Like, I'm a huge Bay. I love the Bays. I've always been
Yeah,
a fan of the Bay because she has the raw out of all my favorite wrestling songs to work out to. I always have her in rotation. I love her song. I love her.
yeah.
I love her catchphrase: "Snap, tap, or nap." Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I love that. Like when she comes out, I throw up the spade at
You
home.
got
Like
to.
be at the
Because if you don't, she gonna be stalking you at night while you see put you in the
and
character of the
also
Kush.
she's also a huge nerd. Like how can you not love her?
Yes. Oh my
Her,
God.
her favorite her favorite game is Final Fantasy 7. How can you not like Shayna Baszler?
It's like all the wrestlers who you don't expect to be gamers are like, come on, the OG young Randall. What?
Yeah. Yeah, he loves Call of Duty. Excuse me?
The-
Like he's a Call of Duty fan. Samoa Joe,
Cesaro, Samoa
he's a
Joe, Baron Corbin, AJ Styles. What?
Seth Rollins is a Madden junkie. Like
I feel like I know it'd never happen, but I feel like they should have an opportunity where wrestlers can play fans in like the Madden tournament. Like, dude, I could beat Seth
oh,
Rollins. I will destroy him in Madden. I will be the best Madden player. Anyway, another story, another catchphrase, another podcast, whatever. But yeah, I feel like those, yeah, they are wasting three good women superstars, and Nia, Shayna, and Bianca Belair. It was
it's
funny.
just not
They're all on Raw.
yeah, and they're all on Raw. Like, also, I gotta give some love to Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. They've been holding it down. I've enjoyed them together. They've put in a lot of work together, like as a tag team. Which we never would have thought them would be in a tag team a couple of years ago, but for some reason, it's just
Dude,
they
it's just,
work.
oh my God. Speaking of Little Miss Bliss, where do you think they're taking? Do you think she's going to have a bigger impact on this Braun Strowman Bray Wyatt storyline, or
I hope so. They're kind of teasing her and Nikki maybe splitting, but I don't know. So I'm not. I would love them to maybe go back to heel Bliss. Like I wouldn't mind seeing her go back to like the Harley Quinn. That'd be kind of cool. She put out the pigtails, and that's the symbol she went heel. That'd be kind of cool. She came back. She had the double colored pigtails, and that would be actually interesting.
I would do
Since
I would do anything because I don't want her making the Fiend human. I don't want her like falling in love with the Fiend
yeah, I
and
want that. We
like
don't
the
need a Disney story.
no, I don't need right. I need the Fiend to pick her up, Sister Abigail, and give her the medal
Yeah,
claw.
put her ass to a table. Let's keep going. Like,
Just like that, we don't got time for him to be thinking about mandible claw. No, you are the Fiend,
oh, you better hit her in the gut and give her a stunner.
right?
Like, just,
Yowie,
um,
like hit her with the Yowie Wowie or something. Like
do you watch Impact?
somewhat, but
Yeah, I.
I know what's going on.
You keep your tab.
I
You keep
keep a
tabs.
tab.
You're like, that's happening on Impact. I read it with my notepad.
Right. I feel like
Like,
who's the world champion?
it was Eddie Edwards.
It's him. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I feel like Impact. Oh God. Is it Tessa Blanchard? If she wasn't,
You're talking about her. What she do?
she was a bully and got accused of being a. Wait, why are we laughing about this? Yeah, she was a bully and got accused of being racist.
I heard bits and pieces of it. I remember she made this tweet about women supporting women or something. People were like, "You're a dick." Like,
Right. Like, no, fam, you can't do that.
yeah, like people were like, "No, you weren't nice," and she was like, "No, I'm nice," and they shipped the towel over because she wouldn't defend it. Like they asked her for like a promo because they were pre-recording stuff. They asked her for like a promo shoot and she didn't do it, and she
Right.
wouldn't do it.
They told her, I think the deal was, hey, you can quarantine as long as you want to, but at least come back by Slammiversary. And she
Okay,
said,
yeah,
she said she wasn't gonna do it, and they stripped her and fired her all at once.
all at once. And so then I actually did you watch Anniversary this year?
Some of it.
I actually watched it all. I actually bought it on Fight or yeah, Fight FITE Fight.com, and I actually bought it because I wanted to check it out. Because I was like,
How
let
much
me
was it?
see.
How much was Slammiversary?
Was it $36, $37?
Okay, cool. As long as it wasn't like no 60 for WWE prices.
I think it was. I'm pretty sure it was like 40.
Okay. I mean, I saw, of course, when the Good Brothers debuted, and
Yeah,
Big LG almost died. He almost.
I was following it on Twitter, so I saw what was happening, and I knew stuff was happening, and I just was like, you know what? That following Sunday, I was like, you know what? Fuck it, I'm just gonna buy it and watch it. It was a really good card, and like seeing like EC3 pop up, Keith popped up, seeing Deanna Peraza, who got fired from WWE, had to do her non compete, come in and win the Knockouts Championship,
Yes.
and she like Jordan Grace, and I was like, I already liked Jordan Grace kind of beforehand. I haven't seen a lot of her in ring work. I was like, damn, Jordan Grace, legit. But Deanna Peraza destroyed her arms. And like her game, like she's such a good technician. She
Yes,
was
she
hitting them
is.
arms and
Bro,
hitting them
no, oh
joints,
my God.
and
She.
I was
Ooh.
like, but she ended up still doing her single arm bar. She did almost like a modified like Rings of Saturn that Perry Saturn used to do. She took both her arms and cranked them back, and Jordan had to tap. Like she couldn't do anything
Yeah,
after
that
that.
wasn't a. Yeah, I actually saw bits and pieces of that match. That was an amazing match. Like I said,
It was
you got the Good
yeah.
Brothers. You got as he calls himself, EC Free. You got Rhino, who like 75, still counting out gores and things like that.
I I did see him. He gored somebody on like the next episode of Impact. Or was it that same night? He
Dude,
did gore somebody.
Rhino like 97, still killing people.
He looks really good. Like he take care of himself.
Yeah,
Him and
definitely.
but yeah, like seeing the Good Brothers, Motor City Machine Guns came back.
Yes, like
Which
they came out like nowhere. Like
yeah, they
everybody,
really did.
everybody thought it was gonna be the Good Brothers, but no, it was them.
Yeah, Alex Shelley and Chris Hayden was hilarious. But I remember back in like '06, back in like TNA when they had the six-sided ring and shit. Like that's when me and my brother used to watch TNA, like with a young AJ Styles, and then when he was in the X Division. I remember he found he's like, Taryn, look at this shit. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, we're just because we never heard of TNA. We were like, we watched it pretty consistently for a little
See,
while.
I liked TNA back in those days because they mentioned WWE. Like they didn't try to act like it wasn't a thing. Oh my God, it's Rikishi, formerly known as Saturday Night WWE. I respect that, and also let's face it, it gave us one of the greatest characters in the last 20 years, Broken Matt Hardy.
Yes, it is. I mean, yeah, but that's and also that's another thing about and like because AEW does it where they reference other places, but a lot of places now don't or they kind of like they take shots at WWE in different ways. Like it because I remember because Josh Matthews is one of the commentators for
Yes,
Impact. Just fucking Josh Matthews, who was the backstage, correspondent for WWE. He was on commentary, and him and the guy he was with, he was like, "Oh yeah, I forget who he's talking about." He's like, "Yeah, they just came back from doing their stint in Stanford, which Stanford, Connecticut. This is where
dude.
WWE is."
I feel
It's
like
hilarious.
Josh Matthews was the biggest heel in wrestling for like a 2 or 3 month span as a commentator. Yo, people hated him.
People still hate him. They just don't like him as a commentator.
Like, dude, Josh Matthews was amazing. Like, he definitely gave me 2011 Michael Cole vibes.
It was like, and that cracked me up where they take these shots at WWE, and because but WWE doesn't really take a lot of shots at anybody else. They kind of mention New Japan every now and then because you have to. We have Shinsuke Nakamura,
Right.
Sensei, and AJ Styles. You have to mention
I
Japan.
feel like
There's no way you
I
can't.
feel like they've mentioned AEW twice. When Triple H said it at the Hall of Fame last year, well, we're bad at company too, and when Sami
Yeah,
Zayn just straight out said it,
yeah,
you guys, but AEW, I said, what?
yeah. But the whole crowd lost it. He got in trouble for it because it's like, what are you doing? Yeah,
Right.
like, but AEW, they mentioned Ring of Honor, Impact. They mentioned other stuff. But no one says WWE. Sometimes they say that other company, or a company in Connecticut.
Right,
They don't,
or the big boys up north.
yeah, or they say just say sports, or we're not sports entertainers. They
Right.
take those type of shots at WWE,
Or they call it a
and
sloppy shop.
where they call it that's not the top, because we don't do that over here.
Okay.
But yeah,
All
man.
right. So my question for you is, what have been some of your favorite matches doing this whole thing?
So some of my favorite matches. One of them is definitely Sheeta versus Nyla Rose, double or nothing for the AEW Women's Championship.
Okay.
That shit was nuts.
Yes, it was.
That was very hard hitting. That was nuts. Gotta give up the Stadium Stampede. That shit was insane.
Okay, we go save that match for last because I have so much about that
There's so
match.
many. So we're gonna say that for last. Gotta go Keith Lee and Adam Cole.
Okay.
You know,
One of my let's do AW first. My favorite, I kind of liked it. Moxley versus Brody Lee.
yeah, I was gonna say that one was really good.
You
Me and
talk
my
about
bro saying
oh my god, you talk about physical? Yo.
that was that was probably easily Moxley's best match in AEW.
Yes, I will agree. Oh, Cassidy versus Jericho was amazing.
Did I watch that? No, I didn't watch it because I was watching Keith Lee versus Adam Cole.
Oh my god, bro. Cassidy Jericho, that match was amazing. Like Jericho, for Jericho to be 30 years in the game, almost 50 years old, and to work the way he did to put Cassidy over was amazing. Oh my god, that
Also, I
match,
love that
it was
the
amazing.
eight man tag match. The Young Bucks and FTR versus Butcher and Blade and Lucha Bros. And Phoenix did a fucking Canadian Destroyer
Off of somebody
springboard
else.
over somebody else.
How can you do that,
What?
bro? What? No, stop.
Phoenix is insane. Like a lot of people didn't watch Phoenix. I've been a fan of Phoenix since he was in Lucha Underground, and that's why him, Pentagon Jr., Evilise, Angelico, Jack Evans. Like a lot of people I know through Lucha Underground. Ricochet, aka Prince Puma.
Yep. Yep.
Even
Yep.
Long, who I didn't know what's his name. His name was Killshot and Lucha Underground. Fast forward, that's Isaiah Swerve Scott.
Who
And
has some of the best who has like the best gimmick, one of the best gimmicks. It's just swerve, swerve,
and
swerve,
also I
swerve,
can't forget about
swerve.
the homie Josh or Jeff Cobb. I want to say Josh Cobb. I think it's
Josh.
Josh Cobb. Fucking Joe Cobb,
No,
aka Matanza Cuerto from Lucha Underground.
no.
Yeah, Jeff Cobb
Oh
is cold.
man. Yeah.
Jeff Cobb is cold. And
Yeah.
I was like,
AEW give you more wrestling matches. Well, they always gave you the more of the hard hitting stuff because that even though it was a little bit too much, that unsanctioned match between Moxley and Omega was like, oh my god. Back
yeah,
in
I think
that match, oh my bro, that
yeah,
match
'cause I'm
had
pretty sure Renee Young cussed out John Moxley when he got home.
yeah, like bro, why would you? Will you stop it? Really? Also, the
Yeah,
match between their one of their very first matches, the brothers, Rose versus Rhodes. That match was
oh
even
yeah, that
though
match crazy.
it was okay, it wasn't like catch and catch 5-star wrestling, but the crowd made that match like
Yeah,
the crowd were invested. But yeah,
and
that was
it,
last year. But so
uh,
let's give you my WWE matches that were great since the pandemic started. Number one, it's the greatest match ever, Edge versus Randy Orton. I love that match.
I
The
didn't watch
back
that one.
the
Yeah, I didn't
backlash
watch
match
that one.
because rumor has it their WrestleMania match is still going on. But that's how low it
But
that's
that
how
match was so long. Like, I
that's
was
how
texting
low
one of
it
my
was.
guys from college. We were like talking, laughing back and forth, and I'm just like, this is still going on.
It was a 40-minute last man standing match.
Like, why? Why is it still going? It's like, what? Like, I know
Okay.
the
Yeah, match was terrible. It was long. So the greatest match ever, that was one of my favorite matches. The tag team match between no, sorry. The triple threat ladder match for the tag team titles. Yeah, I know that's a lot to
oh yeah,
say.
that was good. That was
That was
good.
a
At
great match.
WrestleMania,
Yes, that
that
was
was
a
a
great
really good
match.
match.
Seth versus Drew was an amazing match at Money in the Bank. The
Kevin
action,
Owens versus Seth was really good at WrestleMania.
I don't know, man. That match, it kind of
That was.
dragged. It was just Seth monologuing for like 65% of the match.
I just like I was just like hard hitting, just like shut up, Seth. Uh.
Right.
Uh.
Kevin, you could never beat me. I told you, Kev.
Yeah,
I told you.
basically, it was just pretty. It was more story driven because they talked a lot.
Yeah, it's the
Felt like
talk
you're
lot.
playing you're
Like,
playing like a AAA video game and you're
right,
fighting the final boss. You're just
right.
talking as you're
Shut up,
punching.
Seth. No, you shut up, Kev. You could beat me.
Basically.
That was a great match. Um, oh, Charlotte, Io Shirai and Rhea Ripley. They
Oh
tore it
yeah,
in
in
your
your
house.
house.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
also a match that a lot of people isn't wasn't really talking about was Keith Lee versus Johnny Gargano in your house. That was a great match.
that was a good one.
Yeah, so it was just they have given you good matches, like, but their entire. I'm kind of digging their cinematic universe matches more than the regular matches.
Oh,
I
and also that fuck, what was that fire pit match? Yeah, the fire pit between Matt Riddle and Timothy Thatcher.
Okay, bro, that match
Bro,
was oh
bro,
bro, that match
literally,
was
pun
dude,
intended, bro.
bro, that no, bro, that match was it was big. I mean, it kind of killed it that Kurt Angle was just throwing it to be the referee.
Yeah, that's weird. I didn't see. I saw like the highlights, and I was
I
like,
saw
"This
no.
shit's
Also,
insane."
the did you get a chance to see the one final beat match between Gargano and Ciampa?
No. Oh yeah, I saw highlights of it. I didn't see the full, but I did see
Dude, that
highlights.
match had everything. It had callbacks. It even had Easter eggs, bro. It had a because like when you at the end of the match, you saw Karrion Crosses back there looking like it had Easter eggs, bro. That match was amazing. The one final beat match, yes. Now, out of their taped matches, their cinematic universes, I'm gonna have to go. I know everybody thinking, is it the Boneyard match? Is it the Swamp match? Or is it the Firefly Funhouse match? What's your favorite pre-tape match? The cinematic match. I'm gonna say the Funhouse match. The Boneyard match it was great. I liked it, but the Swamp match was is what it is. But something about that Funhouse match just had me. I'm still thinking about that match. That
It
match
was
was
different.
it was dude it broke so many walls. It broke the fifth
Yeah.
wall, the eighth wall, the 230. That match was amazing. Shout out to Bray Wyatt, man.
I think what made it cool was he got John Cena to do it. Like he talked John Cena into doing it. John Cena was like, "Okay, like that's the other crazy. That's the other half of it. It's not just break on it. With John Cena went along with it and was cool with being a part of it."
Dude,
And obviously, because what made it so crazy for me was only well, Adam Lafayette, who was with
yes,
Work Culture, is
yes.
now with Wrestle Talk,
My
and
favorite wrestler YouTube page is Wrestle Talk. I love Ali and Ali Luke and El Chopper Pete and oh man,
yeah,
I love
hilarious.
them.
Like I love the Wrestle Talk and Parts Unknown, which is their other side, which is the other
Dude,
other.
Wrestle Talk is amazing when he just be like, I love it. The
Yeah,
Omni, the
and,
Omni
and
shit.
uh and Adam called it. He legit called it. He was saying he was like, you know what? It's probably gonna be this. It's probably gonna be Bray taking John back in time to
Yes, he
his
called it.
wrestling career. He called it spot on, and I mean on Twitter, everybody was like, Adam called it. Adam was like, oh my fucking god.
Bro, the funniest one is when he embraced his stake of what would have happened if Cena would have turned heel back in.
Yeah,
I think Cena should have turned heel back in 2012 after he lost to The Rock. The perfect time for him to turn heel.
he should have turned heel. He should have lost to the Nexus.
Oh, that
Uh,
don't even speak of, bro. That's another. We could talk. We could do top 10 a whole podcast about things that we fucked up last decade. Just oh my god, Nexus and oh Bray Wyatt losing to John Cena and you know what? Let's not
yeah.
talk about Cena not put people. But yeah, I just feel like
Oh yeah.
that Funhouse match was a work of art, man. A work of that. Okay, that was my favorite cinematic match, and my favorite match was that was the I just said it. What was it? Oh fuck it. I lost it. But yeah, I just lost it. I'm getting old. But yeah, it was just so many great matches, man. It was so many great
Yeah,
matches.
I think if we're going cinematic match, I think you got to put the Boneyard match up there just because it was the first one to set the standard. Okay, what are we like? Okay, what are they gonna do? What is a Boneyard match? And AJ and Undertaker just rolled with it. They just took it and just had fun, and it was just like Oh,
I kind of like how the Undertaker incorporated all three characters.
yeah,
He was the Dead Man. He was the American Badass. Also, he was Mark Calloway, all in
yeah.
one.
He put them all together, and then of course, because somebody was saying, because like after he put on his document, he was going to retire, and somebody was like, "Oh, that shouldn't be his last match." Yes, yes, it should. He
Dude,
should end on a win, and
he
should end like that.
he
Him
literally
right,
rode off into the hell
because
set. You know, you
he
can't say
needs
sunset. You gotta say hell set. The
yeah,
hell fun.
or Hell's Gate. He
Right.
rode to the gates of hell.
He
Whatever.
literally. That's it. I don't want to
That's
see.
it. Yeah, he,
The only thing that can bring the Undertaker out of retirement is the Fiend. I want a Funhouse Boneyard match mixed together. Like
that's a
that's what I
lot.
want.
But yeah, but now he gets to rest. He gets to be, Mark Calloway. He was on the bump, earlier in the year talking to
Dude,
them.
the
I like
Undertaker,
that.
like he's just like he gonna fuck around be on Rachel Ray next season. Like he's a regular dude now,
Yeah, which is nice. He gets to rest. He can chill.
right? I
Yeah,
mean,
my favorite match is probably Stadium Stampede match. I just enjoyed that way too much.
dude, the state. Okay, so what was better, the Stadium Stampede or the last fight in Endgame?
Ooh, that's a good one. I mean, Endgame still gave you chills though. Like Endgame was still just seeing
Oh God, let's not do
Endgame
this.
is still special.
I keep telling you if anyone was better, but okay.
No, I always said the was better. I've always said that. I
No,
said
but
that with you.
you the same person who the other day jumped down my throat when I said Endgame wasn't that great of a movie. It's
I
not.
didn't agree with that.
It's
I
not,
said,
bro.
but because
It's not.
you think about it, it's not.
It's not a
I'm
good
like,
movie. Endgame was. It's just a bunch of callbacks,
that's what it was meant to be. It didn't need like a
dude.
story and a plot. It just needed you had to
Dude,
tie. I mean, you had to tie up Infinity War. They can't do a brand new story like, oh, here comes
dude.
Silver Surfer. What?
No, I would have been comfortable with Thanos just sitting on that rock for 3 hours dropping knowledge quotes.
That'd be hilarious. But yeah, but the Stadium Stampede match is probably my favorite match
Dude,
of 2020s in this quarantine era.
let's
Because
shout out. Let's just shout out how dope Tony Khan is. Some motherfucker on a football
yeah,
stadium.
yeah, like yeah, his dad owns the Jaguars. He's like, hey, we can use this. So I think the Stadium Stampede
Bro,
will be a good place to wrap up the podcast.
dude,
I think this will be a good topic to
dude.
end on because there's
Oh
so
god.
much.
Okay. Wait. Okay. Shout out, shout out to fucking Heyman Page riding the horse for 5 minutes of the match.
Yeah, like
Look at
he was late.
he was late
He
looking for
went through.
went
Yeah,
through looking for Sammy Guevara, who was in the
right,
ring. He went to the
right.
bar on a horse, bro.
He parked the horse.
Shout out to everybody for keeping a straight face. Shout out to JR for calling a good
Yeah.
match. Okay, bro. So go ahead. What was your favorite spot in the stadium? I'm sorry, I'm gonna keep laughing. That match was fucking hilarious.
It was hilarious. It was. I like the bar fight. The bar fight was pretty dope. With Jake Hager, Hangman Page, and then Kenny coming in for the save, and they did the buckshot lariat over the bar top.
Yes.
That was pretty sick. Hey, that was pretty dope. And he's like, come on, and then they had like they shared the shot of bourbon
Yeah.
and a glass of milk.
In the middle.
Like, this stupid.
Dude, my favorite spot in that match. Who got suplex from Izzo to Izzo?
Oh, that shit was crazy. And then they called it. They called it a touchdown, but he got flagged for taunting. That
Right?
was pretty great.
Dude, you got suplex from Izzo to Izzo.
My man got it was the locomotion for 100 yards.
Also, when I think Sammy got killed again. How many times can one man die, yo?
A lot, clearly.
Dude.
But
Also, they took Matt Hardy in the Paradox and just had every single character he's
that
ever
was really
been.
dope. That was very because I was like when they did it, oh they're not gonna do that. And sure enough, they did it when he was the one Matt Hardy. He had the frame
Little
with the
frame.
mat with the mat pack. Like
Oh
that's
god.
hilarious.
Or the fate of us. Ortiz, I can't swim. It's only 2 feet of water. You'll be okay. I can't swim.
Like they was like, and they had so much fun. And also, there was another little Easter egg which I didn't know when Santana throws Matt Hardy, I think, through the hallway. He
Uh,
does the Irish Whip from WrestleMania 2000.
really?
He does the same like he does that animation, like the turn, like the
Oh,
Roman to the back to
bro.
change the transition scenes. I saw it on Twitter. But someone called it, and he was like, "Good eye." I was like, "That's
I feel
crazy."
like the only thing I could compare the Stadium Stampede match to was the Money in the Bank match. 'Cause that match had me rolling too, man.
I didn't even watch it because I was kind
Dude,
of like, I don't know.
Baron Corbin killed two people.
Oh yeah, that shit was funny though.
He threw Rey Mysterio and fucking out with the black off the roof.
That's just wild.
You know, as wrestling fans, we found it funny, but as men, we like he just murdered two
Two
people.
people, like you can't do that.
fucking, fucking. Like, okay, so back to the stadium stampede, bro. From the pyrotechnics to the foot, they wrestled in football gear, bro.
Dude, they did the whole entrance. Like, hey, the inner circle
Dude,
came out hype. Like, they came out. They came out. They was with the shit. They was
dude,
ready for it.
dude. That match was the stadium stampede match wouldn't have worked if they wasn't having fun. They were having fun.
Exactly. And
That
then like
was
when Aubrey Evans threw a flag on Chris Jericho and then went to the booth and then he went to the booth with her. And he's like, "What are you doing in here?" Like just all these little things when he gave.
shout out to Chris Jericho for putting Aubrey Edwards over. He only, you know, she only he won't touch referee all his matches because
Yeah,
he loves her. He puts over, bro. It's
yeah. He
oh
asked
my,
for her
bro.
specifically. They talked about that.
If
He
I'm
moved
having
to
a yeah on his podcast, which is a great listen by the way,
yeah. Great listen. Talk is Jericho. Find it everywhere.
everywhere. You know, Jericho, we gave you a plug. Can we get a shout out, man? God damn it,
Eh,
like to Jizzle. But
Come on,
yeah,
Y2 Jizzle, the
like to
demo guy, Le Champion.
the
Hit me up with
goats.
a little bit of the bubbly. Yeah, like he always asks for her because she said like she got used to him. She knows like what he likes and where his spots gonna be, so she'll like predictively move to a different area because she knows where he's coming. But
Yeah,
yeah, he put her over. She
dude.
has her own shirt. Like, come on, she has her own merchandise.
Dude, I just feel like that stadium. I'm gonna rewatch that match again. You know what? That's what we should do. We should get together and actually do a podcast watching the Stadium Stampede match together.
Just rewatching it. Oh man, this yeah, that'd probably be fun. Cause there was just some crazy
Dude,
spots. I
I
mean,
can't.
Matt Jackson jumping off the field goal post to a table.
Bro, the fact that somebody got beat with a fucking a pylon, like somebody got beat up with a rubber pylon. It was amazing. You
And then the
have
finish, Kenny Omega hitting the one wing angle from the bleachers.
right. He hit
It
the
was,
one way and dude like wait, did want that Sammy again?
Sammy got hit with
Damn
that
it!
again.
Oh,
Sammy,
what? You know what? I was reading that was actually going to be the beginning of Sammy's face turn until his singles. It's off to his singles run because I think they were going to have a match between him and Jericho. You know, for Jericho putting Sammy Guevara over. But you know, he said what he said 4 years ago. It kind of fucked it up.
yeah. So then he's gonna keep him
Yeah,
a heel. And now
dude.
he's
But
big
yeah,
with Matt Hardy
oh, literally
even more.
almost killed Matt Hardy.
Because at first, so Stan Stampede was dope. Guess what? We will end it on the Matt Hardy Sammy Guevara beef in the podcast because that's kind of the newest thing that happened in AEW. They kind of got some hubbub, some stir, if you
Oh
will,
God,
some
start
heat,
the some
some
heat,
hill, some
big
heat,
heat, big
big
heat,
heat.
heateruski.
So Sammy Guevara, him and Matt Hardy got into it. They had a little brawl. Sammy Guevara threw a chair at Matt and
Woo,
busted Matt open.
a
And then what?
legit.
So I
It was a shoot, not a work. I said I don't care what nobody.
yeah, that wasn't
So
supposed to happen.
so what chair shot was worse? The one Spears gave to Cody or that one?
No, it's gotta be the one. Not this one. Because Cody, that was planned.
But still, oh God,
It was a great shot, but
that
I'm just so mad because everybody wants to be like the first to get breaking news and shit. You ruined the mystique of the spot. Because the moment it happened, oh, that chair was gimmick. Sean Spears' chair was gimmick, and even Sean Spears said on the podcast, he was like that kind of frustrated him because let him use that heat and that momentum, let him carry that. But y'all kind of ruined that by all like within 10 minutes of the spot happening. Oh, it was a gimmick chair. It wasn't a real chair. Don't worry, it was gimmick. They knew it. Like, huh? Like, stop that. But with the whole Matt Hardy thing, that chair was real.
yeah.
Because
So
like, if you watch BTE, there's actually a camera shot. They put that shot into the episode.
huh.
There's an above camera shot, and you can see when the chair hits Matt Hardy and when he starts bleeding. It happens immediately. I thought he bladed himself.
No,
I was like, oh,
Meg got hit with the fist of fury with that
he
chair,
got
boy.
cracked. I thought he bladed himself. I was like, oh, he's okay. He set that up. But then when I saw the replay, I'm like, oh no, he didn't blame himself. That shit wasn't supposed to happen. But I like that even though Sandy might panicked in that moment, he didn't panic after. He just kept doing it. He just kept the spot going. He could have easily have kind of panicked and kind of shivered, but no, he hit him a couple more times, got on top of the stage, and did that
Yeah.
corkscrew senton
All right.
through the table.
So before we wrap this up, I'm gonna ask you two things before we wrap it up. Thing number one, what's your take? I always fuck this initiatives. Is it MFG or MJF? MJF, right?
The MJF.
What's your take on Kel?
Oh, he's great. I think
Do you
he's.
do
I
you
think he's up
think
next.
in this whole politically correct world we stay in today, can you ever see him being the face of AEW? Because some of the things he did in the Indies, dude, he spit in the kid's face. It's like
I mean, he probably couldn't do that, especially now with COVID-19. He couldn't do
other
that.
said, bro, he made fun of somebody in a wheelchair, even though it was staged, but still, that was he's a heel's heel.
Yeah, I mean, but I think the company. I mean, he'll get heat on Twitter, and someone will write a news article about him and all this stuff. But I think he'll be fine because again, that's the whole like. It's like people like it's like people forget like, oh man, I hate him. That's the point. If he does something, like, if he wins dirty, like, oh man, why he win like that? Because he's a heel. I think he'll be fine. He'll get the belt. I don't know if he'll get the belt from Moxley this soon,
I
unless
feel
he
like
keeps. He could get it at All Out. He could get it.
I think
Because they need to start build. I think they need to build some other stars. But he might win it, but he might win it.
I feel like what AEW has to do. I know they're still in their newlywed phase. They're gonna have to give the title to someone who was in the WWE.
That's they're gonna have to give it to somebody, and he might be up. Like
It's
he
him.
might, especially
I feel
it's
like,
him.
or either heel Kenny Omega, which is coming.
It was just called the cleaner's coming. But I think if I was thinking, well, he might be because he might be John Moxley. He has Wardlow. Wardlow can distract him or hit him with a move. MJF punch him with the ring. He'll get the title. Then say, hey, I didn't lose. Like Moxley's like, hey, I didn't lose cleanly. What's up? And they can beef for a little while, and like
Yeah, they really
MJF
can.
keeps like escaping. But he
Yeah,
already has MJF already has heat with Jungle Boy. They
he
already
has heat
have
with
heat.
dude. He has heat with everything. Like he,
Just about.
I love him. I love him, and
Yeah,
I
he
love.
he already has heat, and so then now you can kind of start building up. Maybe you build up that MJF versus Jungle Boy rivalry. Maybe you can do Luchasaurus versus you know MJF, because or maybe you can start really like you can really start up level, upgrading your next Darby Allin just had a title. He just had a title shot, so he won't get
He
one
just had a
anytime
title
soon.
shot,
But he'll still be in there. He'll be in that corner. I think Ricky Starks needs to get a title shot eventually. Brian Cage will probably get another shot eventually. Maybe not right now, but somewhere down the line. I think Brody Lee might get. See, what I want is someone from the Dark Order, other than Brody Lee, to get a title shot. Like Stu Grayson is fucking sick.
dude.
Like
It's just everything about the Dark Order is amazing. But
yeah, they're
yeah,
fun. Like their whole gimmick is pretty fun. But yeah, I think MJF he's up next. He might beat Moxley at All
I
Out.
know. I think he should, but he's not.
Yeah, I think he should. I think that would help the company a lot. And then he'll just be talking shit on Facebook, on Twitter,
Yes,
on
dude.
Instagram. He'll just
Yes,
be
yes,
posting shit,
yes.
and you want him to lose, but he won't lose because he's MJF. He's better than you, and you know it.
Right. Okay. So, and my last question is a two-part question. For wrap this up, do you think do you think wrestling should stick to the format they're in now with more wrestling and not enough, promos and pandering to the crowd once we get fans back, or do you think they're going to go back to what they was before COVID happened?
It's gotta be a hybrid. I think you gotta have more wrestling, but you gotta keep the crowd involved because it's an interactive thing. The crowd starts chanting for you. If you do a suplex and the crowd starts saying, do it again or
One time,
one more
one
time,
time.
you're gonna do it because you're like I gotta give them what they want.
Okay.
So I think it's gonna be a little bit of mix. You might even get some cinematic universe, like some cinematic matches, still with the crowd, just to kind of add some little flares here and there.
I
But
just feel
yeah, I think
like
it's gonna be 50-50.
so. Last question: where do you think the first live show gonna be? I say Chicago.
I mean, I wouldn't mind it.
I mean, I'm not
The
going,
first,
but because I'm
no,
scared.
the
I'm
first
scared as
live
hell.
show, like
I
for
think
any
Chicago.
company,
I
no,
think
it'll
Chicago.
probably be like
Chicago.
Illinois. Yeah, I would say Illinois.
Because let's say we are the best wrestling town it is. I don't care what nobody says. We are the best wrestling
Chicago is a
state.
great sports city. Period.
Illinois is a great sports state. We can
Yeah,
have a
it's.
we can have a professional Uno team. We are cheering them on.
I would like it to be Chicago, but it'll probably be LA.
Oh, the West
I see.
Coast.
Unfortunately, like I'm the same way. I would love it to be Chicago. It's probably gonna be LA. We both kind of know. It's probably
I
gonna be
say
LA
it's either gonna be Chicago,
or New York.
Philly, not New York.
Excuse
I
me.
say Chicago or Philly. Only the two choices of the first live show could be.
Yeah, the
Don't
first
go to.
line. I want to say LA just because I think LA, or it could be in Vegas just because Vegas is Vegas.
Nobody will look. It has to be a place that appreciates wrestling. You know,
Yeah,
not no Tacoma, Washington, or places like that.
yeah. It won't be. It won't be anywhere small.
You know,
Or it could
like
be in
fucking.
Seattle. If Seattle loves wrestling,
I mean, will it be? You know
there ain't nothing else to do
that whole Pacific Northwest. Will it be any Pacific Northwest left?
for real. But yeah, but I think I would love Chicago, but it'll probably be like LA or Texas because Texas, is a big
Yeah, you're right. Because
sports state.
Texas is a wrestling state.
It's a racking state.
All right,
But yeah,
so yeah, man, this was great. So, like, any dream matches? So, if you could book a dream match from anybody in AEW versus anybody in WWE, who would it be? You know,
personally, I was
yeah,
thinking about this. I want to see Nikki
like who?
Cross versus Abaddon. This for me. 'Cause I think their styles
Ooh,
are very similar, and it could just be like a very frantic, chaotic, hard hitting, just them running around the ropes, and screaming at each other for
okay,
15 minutes. I was saying I would love that. That's personal. I didn't say
okay,
anyone else, but that's something that would be. I think would be a
okay.
lot of fun.
I would love to see some do a couple quick takes. I would love to see who. I would love to see Brody Lee versus Keith Lee. Like, like not the battle of the two big men who can go, who can like really freaking go. Okay,
Right?
so who's gonna be the next like somebody who's gonna win world championship that you never suspected?
Who's gonna any company?
Yeah,
Ooh, who's gonna win the world championship
like
that you never thought?
basically like a Jinder Mahal. Like what the hell? He's world champion. Like who's that guy?
Uh, I can say, my kind of my what the hell champion.
Like fuck it, let's go champion. Yo, fuck it, let's go champion.
Yeah, like you know what?
Like
Fuck it, let's
what?
go.
Let's just do it to see how it gets a
You
reaction.
know what? Fuck it. Let's say Bronson Reed from NXT.
Big homie.
Big homie.
Oh,
Let's
okay.
say let's say fuck it. Let's go.
I would go out on a limb here. Y'all gonna be like, bro, stop it. There's no way they would do this. I'm gonna just say Ali. Why not? Why?
Okay.
If they book him right, make him like, oh God,
I mean, it makes sense. I mean, think about it. Kofi was supposed to be him.
right? Ali supposed to be Kofi,
That was supposed to be him.
but if it was like
But
OG Randall want to punch people in the
yeah,
eye.
he ran to want to punch people. But so
Last,
yeah,
last
that's
question. Last question. Here we go. Last question. Would Keith Lee be successful as a face or a heel?
I think he would be. Ooh, I think he could be a dominant heel.
That's what I'm. Thank you. That's what I'm saying. Here's what I teased earlier. My unpopular opinion. This the end of the podcast.
Oh,
I don't like face Keith Lee right now. Give me
I,
give me heel. I feel like you should drop all the flippy stuff and give him one move. Give him a bear hug. Could you imagine Keith Lee putting people down with a bear hug, bro?
just breaking people. Like my
Dude,
thing, yeah, because like even back in his glory is more of a heel
that's like the
thing.
most heelish thing ever. Dude, he has heel. He sings his own theme song. He has the
Yeah,
most heelish chant. You give him a bear hug instead of all that flippy stuff. Monster heel.
yeah.
Imagine,
You slowly make him kind of more egotistical and more like you just start building that into him a little bit more. But you know what? Maybe I'll bask in my glory a little bit more. Like just make
right?
him
Because I
start
feel like
slowly building that.
I love Keith Lee, but I feel like face Keith Lee. Nobody want to see a man that big, all jolly and happy. No, you're supposed to be killing people, bro. Like, look what Johnny Gargano doing. Gargano's 175 out here just breaking necks and fingers and stuff like that.
Stabbing people in the eye with keys. Like,
Right. You give Keith Lee a bear hug as his new submission, it's a wrap. I'm talking, he could, man. People should be scared. People would be scared of him. Kids will cry. like just like let's say Roman Reigns come back and Keith Lee just choke him out with the bear hug, a la Brock did Hulk Hogan back in 2002.
Yeah, that could be nasty.
That's my hottest take. Make Keith Lee the dirtiest, grimiest heel. Like,
That really is.
I mean, and getting back to his woman, me and him, the Malaysian. I mean,
Yeah,
she kicks people in the face with Tim's. That's a heel. I don't care what
that's a
nobody
heel.
says.
Yeah, I think she could be a fun heel too. You put them together, you kind of do what Cancer Ray and Johnny Gargano did.
Dude,
You
I
put
feel
them as a heel
yes. I
feud,
feel like
flip them together.
if you was to like flip the Garganos in the leagues, the Garganos, okay, they've already done the whole lovey dovey face thing, but the leagues are built for that. It's Keith Lee. He's 6'1", 340. He's have him just squeeze the life out of people. There's no 5-star classics, 2-minute matches, just all bear hugs and pounces and spirit bombs.
Uh, Bear
Because
hug pounce, pounce into a spirit bomb. You pounce
right,
them off the ropes, the spirit bomb, and
that's what I'm saying. Because I feel like now, I feel like Cross gonna beat him because nobody takes serious Keith Lee. No, I feel like Cross gonna choke him out.
mm, hottest takes.
Yeah, how
Oh
to
man,
say, but yeah, man, like this is a pleasure. Thank you,
yeah, yeah. Thank you for hanging out, on the podcast. We might
because
do some more.
I'm definitely gonna have you on soon in the world of the outlaw,
Yeah.
discussing, just hey, whatever it is I'm talking about. But yeah, man. But yeah, I'm gonna leave. Thank you for having me on, bro. Stay safe. Most importantly, wash your hands, and also importantly, hi Amber.
So random. So this
Hi
is the newest
Amber.
episode of the Order Up Podcast. Like and share. Of course, check out the podcast on Anchor.com. Check out on Spotify, Google Play, Apple Music, all that good stuff. Also check out the website, SlicingDicingGaming.com for all things digital chef. Also buy yourself some merch. Get your boy buy a shirt from your
You
boy.
gotta buy a shirt. Come on,
Buy a
man.
shirt from your boy. Buy a shirt. Get yourself a throw pillow.
Throw
Get some
pillow.
stickers.
Matter
You
of fact,
know.
you got face masks coming.
No, I don't think we ain't got face masks yet.
But you get a face mask. Hey, buy a shirt, buy a pillow, buy some socks. He got digital. He got slicing and dicing condoms. He just all over the place, man.
We ain't got condoms this y'all.
My
But
bad. He over.
but
He
always
everywhere.
but always and forever. Slicing Dicing Gaming, not just a motto. It's a lifestyle. I'll see you in the next one. Later.
Outlaw out.